I got married last month and everything went beautifully. The dress, the vows, the sunset reception. But a week ago, I received a letter from my mom and it's been eating at me. She's heartbroken that she wasn't seated at the top table with my dad and stepmom. She also listed other grievances: not being invited to pick out my wedding dress, not attending my bachelorette party, and generally feeling excluded. Her words stung, but they also confused me because our relationship has been distant for years and I don't think she sees why. For context, my mom left my dad when I was 13, my sister was 10, and my brother was 3 after she had an affair. It wasn't just the affair, it was how she checked out afterward. She missed parent-teacher conferences, never helped with homework, and didn't show up when I moved to college. I saw her maybe once a year, and she never asked about my life, my friends, or my dreams. She met my husband only twice before the wedding, and both times felt like small talk with a stranger. My siblings cut contact entirely, but I kept a civil connection, mostly out of obligation. Our calls are short, surface level, maybe once every 10 months. When I got engaged, she suddenly started visiting more, acting like we were close. I was polite but kept my distance. Planning the wedding, I included her where it felt natural. She got an invite, a corsage, and a mention in the program. But the top table? That was for my dad, stepmom, and my husband's parents, who've been my rock. My dad raised us after the divorce, helped with my essays, drove me to school events, and even co-signed my first apartment lease. My stepmom's been there for a decade, always checking in. They earned that spot. Mom, though, she didn't even ask about the wedding until I sent the save the date. Her letter paints her as the victim, like I've snubbed her without reason. She wrote about how she always tried to be there for me, which feels like a rewrite of history. I was hurt growing up, waiting for her to show up to my recitals or call on my birthday. She didn't. Now she's framing it like I've shut her out unfairly. I wonder if I'm being too harsh. Maybe I should have reached out more over the years, tried to rebuild something. But every time I think about it, I remember the silence on her end when I needed her most. Why should I chase someone who checked out when I was a kid? The wedding choices weren't about punishment. I didn't invite her dress shopping because I wanted that moment with my stepmom and best friends, who know me inside out. The bachelorette party was planned by my maid of honor, and I didn't think to include mom because she's never met my friends. The top table was for the people who've been my family, not just in name, but in action. Still, her letter has me second-guessing. Did I owe her more because she's my mom? Should I have explained my choices beforehand to avoid this? I haven't responded to her yet. Part of me wants to lay it all out, how her absence shaped our relationship, but I'm not sure if that's cruel. Another part wonders if she genuinely doesn't see the disconnect, like she's built a narrative where she's the devoted parent. Either way, I don't want this to haunt me. I love my life, my husband, my family, but this letter's reopened old wounds. So, am I the asshole for not putting my mom on the top table and for not reaching out more over the years? Thanks for listening, and if you want to hear more interesting stories, just click the link below.